Steve Thurmond here with Forward Financial, and this is your Monday Money Minute. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's get back to it. In the last several weeks, we've been talking about the rules of wealth. We have covered rules 1 through 4, and today we are going to put in the fifth and final piece of the puzzle to complete the circle of wealth with rule number 5. Let's recap what we've covered so far. Rule number 1, pay yourself first. You must make yourself a priority. Nobody else will. Rule number 2, start today. As the Chinese proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Rule number 3, secure your money. That is, mitigate or eliminate risk at every possible turn. Risk is the enemy of wealth, so we must mitigate or eliminate it whenever we can. Rule number 4, compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Rule number 5 is the fifth and final piece of the puzzle here that completes the circle of wealth. Rule number 5 accelerates rule number 4, compound interest. Rule number 5 gets us to where we want to be financially by achieving the exponential growth curve. You have to quit thinking linearly and you need to start thinking exponentially. If you don't understand the difference between those two, Google is your friend. Rule number 5 is leverage. Leverage is defined as using something as an advantage. In finance, leverage is the concept of interest earned versus interest paid, also called arbitrage. Leverage is borrowing money and making more money on that money than it costs us to borrow. For instance, if I borrow money at 4% and I'm making 7% on that money I borrowed, I made 3% positive arbitrage. Leverage is essential in achieving the exponential growth curve, and that's why we incorporate it into the 5 rules of wealth. Now, leverage comes with risk. If you simply borrow money and go bet it on black in Vegas, you are assuming a huge amount of risk. Not only if you lose that money, you also have to pay it back with interest. So we eliminate that risk by adhering to rule number 3. Taking that leveraged money and putting it in a secure vehicle that eliminates or mitigates risk at every possible turn. So if I borrow money at 4% and I can make 7% on that money, how often do you think I'm going to do that? Most people would say as often as possible, and you're correct. This concept of leverage does not come without risk, but when we adhere to rule number 3, we mitigate and hopefully eliminate that risk altogether, creating secure leverage. So rule number 5 is not just leverage, it's secure leverage, and feeds right back into rule number 1, 2, 3, and 4, creating the circle of wealth. So next week, we are going to be talking about the vehicle that I've been teasing you with for these last 5 weeks to get you where you want to be. Rules number 1 and 2 are all on you. Pay yourself first, and starting today, that's all on you. Rules 3, 4, and 5 focus on the vehicle, and we haven't discussed that yet, but we will next week. So stay tuned. If you want, once again, going to make the offer to anybody that wants to take advantage of it. If you want a copy of this book, Everyone Ends Up Poor, Why Financial Planning is All Backwards and How to Fix It, simply reach out to me. I will be glad to put one in the mail to you at no cost whatsoever. You can buy it on Amazon for about $10, but I'll put one in the mail for you for free if you indeed will read it. I've given several away, just 3 this last week. I've got a few left, so feel free to reach out if you'd like a copy of that book. And we can start this discussion. We can talk about your financial plan, what you are currently doing right now, and discuss the best possible way to get you to where you want to be financially and achieve the best possible income in retirement, which is the goal here. So feel free to reach out if I can be of a service. If you have any questions, insurance, financial planning, retirement planning related, That's what I'm here for. You can reach me directly, 1-800-431-8509, or feel free to hit me up on any of my public pages, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. So next week we will be talking about the circle of wealth and the vehicle inside that circle of wealth that is going to get you to where you want to be financially in the quickest way possible. So adhering to the circle of wealth nearly 100% guarantees you will achieve wealth in time. And all the pieces of the puzzle work together very fluidly. We will discuss that in detail next week, the vehicle that we will be putting money into to attain exponential growth and achieve wealth over time. So feel free to again, reach out if I can answer any questions for you between now and then. If you want a copy of the book, reach out. And until next week, make it a productive one. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.